Zombie King. And here's something to give you a flavour of it. Natalie Kennedy and Rebecca-Clare Evans, welcome.
Hi.
So, tell us about how you got into filmmaking, how it all began, and what's driving you to do this.
Well, I think we both started out as actors, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Many moons ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I still act anyway. And then it was three and a half years ago now, with my other business partner, Jennifer Chippendale, we set up Northern Girl Productions and did our first feature, which was The Zombie King, which is due for release on the 5th of August. That's how I got into it.
Yeah, I've always just been really interested in creative stuff. Watched my dad in the theatre as I was growing up. He was a musician, writer. It was just in my blood, basically. And I used to act. That's how we met in London, actually, 10 years ago. And just branched out into the directing side and behind the camera stuff, basically.
So why zombies?
Well, Natalie wasn't involved in The Zombie King.
Yeah.
Myself and Jennifer, we wanted to hit a market at the time which we thought was feasible for a low-budget movie to be able to get our foot on the ladder as filmmakers. And that's why we chose zombies, because it's got a huge market.
And as you're doing a film, I mean, you're limited, I'm guessing, by budget. Am I right? I mean, it doesn't look like a low-budget film, don't misunderstand me there, but I'm guessing you're limited by budgets, right? How do you get around that?
Well, you just have to work with what you've got. I mean, the more you've got, the more you want. So if you've got a low budget, you have to work within your restrictions and make sure that you stay within them, and you beg, borrow and please to help you through the way.
So is there a way of assessing a script at an early stage and saying, right, that's something we would never be able to make? Or is
you have to break down the script and do a full budget breakdown to say, right, okay, can we actually afford this or not? If you can't, then you have to work a way around it and bring it back to the budget that you've got.
So, the independent filmmaking scene, is it healthy in the UK at the moment?
Definitely, absolutely, yeah. And I think in the Northwest now as well, I feel like there's a big shift at the minute with the independent market. There's a lot of talented filmmakers kind of rising up the ranks, and there's a lot of interesting material coming about. It's a really exciting time, in the Northwest. That's kind of our opinion. A lot of the filmmakers we talk to say how they feel like things are changing now.
What's the distinction as well between an independent attitude, an independent film attitude and a mainstream one? What are the key differences?
There's a major difference between a studio and independent. I mean, a studio, you have to go by their rules. You have to, that they will want things done in a certain way. Independent, you've got more freedom really to do what you want to do.
There's like positives and negatives of both. When you've got studio involvement where there's a big budget, you have to like dot your I's, cross your T's, and make sure everything is as they want it to be. Then, with the independent films, when you've got nothing, you're kind of scrabbling around trying to get everybody to work together and, get those sneaky shots in places you're probably not supposed to go to, and just scramble whatever you can together. But it's just different, isn't it? It's a different type of creativity. Both are valid, but they're just so different.
How important is the moral aspect of what you're doing with a film? Do you ever consider, the wider implications of a film that will have a bad effect on people? And do you understand what I mean by that?
Yeah, actually, talking about that, I mean, we've got a film coming up that we're doing together, a feature which we started, first of all, in theatre, which is based on a true story, and it's about domestic violence. We wanted to, try and get a message across to people, and it was very hard hitting.
Yeah, very hard
hitting, and we got a massive response from it, where people thanked us for the realisation that they hadn't got through their struggles yet. So for us, that's a big thing.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, social realism is a topic that we like to really cover, and with the domestic abuse, we didn't just want to make something for the sake of making it. We wanted to make something where we could hopefully help people, bring greater awareness to the topic, and just do something that makes us feel proud to be filmmakers. in a way, geeky as that sounds.
So, as independent filmmakers, is profit more or less important to you guys?
Now, on a producer's side of stuff, obviously you've always got to think of your profit, you've got to think of your investors, your returns. To be for a viable film, you need to think in that way. It's a business.
It's a business.
And
yeah. I think if you can tackle both and understand both, then you're on the right track, because you can be creative, you can make films that mean something to you, and that will hopefully affect people, but at the same time, this is a market, it's a business, there's got to be turnover, or we don't get to make any more films.
If you're getting private investment from people, they're going to want to see a return, so you've got to make sure that you get that return for your investors, otherwise you're not going to move forward.
So would you say it was a bigger issue for independent films to make a profit, or...?
It's difficult, yes, it is difficult, but for any film it's difficult.
Yeah. It's not impossible though.
No, it's not.
And I think if you start, as you mean to go on, if you know from the beginning what your market is, where you're going to sell it, how you're going to advertise it, you know, ways of promotion, packs that you can put together, special features, ways of boosting the project and building up a following
viral marketing
beforehand.
Plan always helps as well.
Yeah, that makes a huge difference.
How do you protect your product from the internet? How do you protect it from being just distributed online for free?
That is so difficult. We're having so many problems with the Zombie King. It's constantly going up on like streaming sites, constantly going up on YouTube, and it's the same with the larger films. There's nothing you can do about it. All you can do is keep reporting it, but it is a pain. So there's just not really a lot you can do about it.
I'm assuming though that overall for filmmakers the internet has been a bonus.
I think it has.
Help,
Without the internet, you can't reach as wide an audience. No. You know, you have to be going out publicly and doing it sort of face to face and travelling the country, the world even.
But it's helped with the independent film scene, film market, to be fair, because with the big budget films, then you've got marketing budget to be able to put onto TV and stuff like that. With the independents, you don't have that, so the internet is a big help.
So you're both from an acting background.
Yes.
What about when it comes to casting? Is there any difficulties there when, you know, who gets the lead role, that kind of stuff?
No, well, Natalie doesn't act anymore.
No.
And I don't act in all the films anyhow.
Yeah.
When it comes to casting, we're pretty strict with that, really.
Yeah, we are. We're very, you know, we really think about it, spend a lot of time.
It's what's right for the film.
Yeah.
So, Natalie, just to ask, why is it you don't act anymore?
I just fell in love with making films, being behind the camera. It's my passion now. I mean, I think if an acting job came up and it was just for a bit of fun, I'd do it. But I love creating it, and I love the stress of making films and like ripping the hair out at 4 in the morning and thinking, how the hell are we going to get this done with no money, no time? You know, it's difficult. But I just love doing it. I'll never stop. Like, hopefully, not to compare myself to Clint Eastwood because he's amazing. But if I'm still at 90 behind the camera, like, yes, come on, another film, that'll be me. I'll never stop. I just love it so much.
How important is it that a film stands the test of time as well? I mean, you know, is there any way you can ever think to yourself, right, we've made a classic here, and when we're dead, people will still watch it?
I try not to. I try and worry about the now. It would be great to make a film that in 20, 30, 40, 50 years, whatever time that people will still watch it. That would be amazing. But I think it's about focusing on what we're doing now. If we can focus on making the best film that we can without worrying about,
and also commercially viable as well. You've got to think of
the balance. Then that makes me happy.
So it's not necessarily a work of art that you're aiming to stand the test of time. It's a commercial product.
It needs to be
both.
It is both, but you do. As a producer's side, you have to have a product that's commercially viable to be able to get your money back and make a profit on the films. I mean, the art side of it's beautiful as well. I mean, that's what we want to have out of Iris. We think that we've got both with that. But there's other films like The Zombie King. You know, that's a commercially viable film rather than like the art side.
Yeah, you've got to. I think so many people that I know kind of differentiate between two. It's like either you're making art or you're making money, and I think that's great. But I don't see why we can't do both. Personally.
Okay. Well, do you know what? Enjoying this conversation. We'll continue it after the break. My name is Nick Regeneration. You're watching Late Night Live here on That's Manchester. Don't forget, of course, if you want to contact us, you can always easily email us latenightlive@thatsmanchester.co.uk. Coming up next, I'm going to be talking more to Natalie and Rebecca here. I'm going to be asking them how to get involved in the film industry so they can give you some hints and tips. Also asking them how you can see more of their work online, and of course generally chatting about the business of making independent films. Join us next.
Productions with Jennifer, and you've got your one.
I've got my
Rainmaker,
Rainmaker pictures.
and then we've got one together, which is Manana.
So hang on, Northern Girl Productions, what's the deal? Are men not allowed there?
No, it's because two girls set it up and we were from the north, so that was the name that we came up with.
Right, I see. A lot of the films that you do are quite violent, aren't they? They're quite aggressive films. But they're quite edgy, aren't they? What is it that's driving that? Why is that?
Well, I mean, like we say, we quite like social realism, don't we?
Yeah.
And we tend to quite like the dark side of stuff, but with a bit of humour in it too.
Yeah, we like to have a bit of humour in there. As dark as they are, it's not a lot. It's not really filmed and showed to my son
No, I think
until
it's,
many years.
for us, it's just the subject matters that interest us.
Yeah,
Really.
yeah.
You know, one of the things I've always wondered as well, what's the deal with child actors when they're in a really violent film? Are they not allowed to watch the film? I guess they're not.
No,
No, we won't let them watch it.
no. My son was in one of your films, and
Not
no,
allowed
he's
to watch
not
it. He's
allowed
like,
to
oh
watch it.
please, I was in it. No. It's got torture in it. That's not happening. You're 10.
So, 3-minute theatre. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, we love the 3-minute
Oh, it's
theatre.
beautiful there, yeah.
Yeah,
Do you want to
Johnny?
explain what it is first of all and tell us a bit?
It's a quirky theatre in Manchester. It shows a lot of original work.
Yeah.
Fantastic film as well.
Theatre, music, art. Just, it's like the go-to place for sort of quirky independent.
Am I right in thinking you organised a local film festival there?
We
Yeah.
did, yes. It was only a couple of weeks ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We organised a two-day film festival event where we had like industry professionals coming in, chatting to the audience about their filmmaking and how they did it, and we also showed some films as well, didn't
Yeah,
we?
yeah.
It was a bit of a networking opportunity for people in Manchester, and it was
Get
very,
an insight as well into the industry.
yeah, it was a very successful event,
Yeah,
and we'll be looking to do it again as well,
yeah.
every 6 months.
Do you have any advice for anyone watching who'd like to get into independent films?
Work hard.
Yeah.
It's every day. Like we
It's the way
work
of life.
every day, 7 days a week, morning, noon, night, bank holidays. We went on holiday recently to Crete. We're working.
Yeah, it's just, it doesn't happen overnight.
No.
I think when people first get into the industry, they think, oh great, you know, I'm going to get in there, it's going to happen overnight.
Glamorous.
It doesn't happen like that at all, it's just about perseverance. Really.
Yeah. Don't give up.
No.
If you believe in yourself, don't give up. Work hard. Enjoy it
And
as
get your
well.
connections, go out to as many networking nights as you can, meet connections, meet people in the industry.
Have a website. Take your business cards.
Yeah.
You know, always wherever you go, here's my business card with the website. People can find you easily there.
I wonder if you're trying to get into films, is it the case that you'd be better going into the independent scene, or would you be better going towards the more mainstream scene? And then, because it sounds to me like that's your route seems to have gone mainstream than independent. Though.
No, I think we started out really independent, didn't we?
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I've done a couple of things that's mainstream, but it depends on where your focus is and how you're getting into it. I mean, everybody has to work their way up, so.
Yeah, and it's about building up a portfolio of work. If you haven't got anything to show, who's going to hire you? It's like a CV. You know, that's your calling card. If somebody else isn't giving you the opportunities, I would recommend go out and do it yourself. If you're an actor, write a script, get some mates to film it. You know, it doesn't have to be great. It's just to get you used to it. Get something that you can show to people.
Yeah, for actors as well, it's good experience to work on student films.
Yeah.
You know, get your show reel together, so you've got something to show people. You've got,
Yeah.
you know, this. It's like a CV again.
It
isn't
is, yeah, and learning the ropes as well.
Yeah.
You know, if you
Being
don't,
on set.
yeah, you've got to be on set. You've got to do the difficult projects to move up. It
Yeah.
takes a long time.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't like Rebecca says, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes a lot of work, a lot of time to put into it as well, I think.
Earlier on the show, we were talking about the north-south divide. I wonder, is there anything specifically northern about your productions, Northern Girl Productions?
Well, for the Zombie King, it wasn't specifically northern. We did that for a commercially viable film, and we actually filmed it in Somerset. But our work, which we're looking to do together, the film about the domestic violence, that is set in the north, and we're
very northern.
We're going to keep that specifically northern.
What does that mean?
The locations that we're shooting in, you know, we want it to be, you can tell it's the northwest, the dialect, the colloquialisms, we just want it to have that northern feel.
Yeah.
Because there's something, you know, London is, it's a different place basically, but we're all making films and we want to honour where we've come from, basically.
So in the event that maybe a major film maker was to approach you guys and they said, right, we need to knock this independent filmmaking on the head, girls, come and join the mainstream, I'm going to ask you individually, what would your response be? Or has that already happened?
It doesn't work like that. You can be working in mainstream and working in independent, you know, it just doesn't work like that, not in our industry.
So it wouldn't be that you would say, okay, we'll leave these films we were making here, they were a priority, but now I've got a bigger gig, if you see what I mean.
No, I wouldn't do that. It's project to project, and how
once
you
you
feel
start
about that project. I mean, you know, when you get to like A-lister status as an actor, I mean, your agent might advise you not to do the independents, but some of the actors
still do.
Some still do, because it's about the art, it's about the project.
You want to support the industry still. It's a growing industry, there's a lot of talented people rising up. They want to support people, and I know I would want to do that. You know, say if I, you know, made a film in America or did a big film over here and did really well, I wouldn't want to forget my roots. You know,
I was going to say, maybe my producer misunderstood you, but I was under the impression you guys wouldn't move to London. Is that right?
No, I wouldn't move to London. I work in London, and I have done, but I wouldn't move there.
Why not?
It's just not for me.
Love Manchester.
I mean, like I said, I work there. I'd go up there for a month or so, you know, do a project and then come back home.
Do you know what I find as well, certainly in my industry, probably in yours as well, that when you say that, people don't believe you, do they?
No.
Sometimes I go, oh, you're just saying that.
We would so not.
It's horrible, yeah.
We love, it's the Northwest, we love the Northwest, it's like, this is our home, and, you know, we will work in London, we will work in America, we've got opportunities, however, it doesn't mean we're going to forget where we've come from, because this is what's made us who we are.
Shane Meadows.
Shane Meadows.
He keeps to his roots.
Absolutely.
So you guys say you work non-stop. How do you get your work-life balance going? I mean, you guys got families. What's the situation?
We're both single parents as well. So, I mean, I'm lucky with the kids' dad, so he helps out a lot. But we are constantly working, and it is a balance. You have to balance it, and the kids are quite good with it, really.
Yeah, they're very good. It's like I'll bring my son. He'll come to rehearsal. He's come to rehearsals before. Not all the time, obviously, because it would be distracting for other people. But he's been on film sets with me. He's been to rehearsals. He sits with me when I'm editing. I'll sit and we'll have our little workstation, and he comes and sits with me, and then rendering takes forever. So he sits next to me, we do silly pictures and we pull faces, and then like I do a bit more work.
But they're used to it, they've been brought up in it. So I mean, my kids have been in your films, and they just find the whole thing intriguing, so I'm quite lucky really.
Like, when can I be in the next one? Have you got a part for me? I'm like, oh, don't worry, we'll get you something.
Do you think that those difficulties are more or less because you're women? You know, does it make it harder? I mean, I can't think of a way of phrasing that without it sounding slightly sexist. But do you know what I mean by that?
Yes,
it is. It is different.
It is different
for women.
Very different.
Although that doesn't mean that women can't succeed. I just think the industry is a bit slow to change sometimes. Less so in the independent market. I think it's kind of the more mainstream